Hey Ratsky, it's Battle Royale. What are you up to? Finish it Friday today. I'm gonna finish this motherfucker. It's been a while. Workshops all day if you're down. I'm just gonna make a coffee and waiting for people to hop in here and I'll jump in Discord. What you working on, Ratsky? Working on lunch. Yeah, alright. Me too. And I'm printing stuff, and I'm painting stuff, and I'm rolling joints and stuff. Yo, it's a good day. It's a good day, Ratsky. Exclamation mark Battle Royale. With an E. Anyone can trigger it. Get 'em. Oh, but Cherry got that health pack. It's looking pretty grim. Oh, that was very close. That was very close. But Cherry's a master at this. So, yesterday, I was working on the guts of this guy who got his head smushed. And then I put some color into the flames, but that's what I'm going to start off with today, is I'm going to darken those. And then kind of make it look like they're hot from within, so I gotta darken those a little bit. Then and then I'll get going on some chains. So I'm gonna be dangling some chains off of this guy. This is like a real chain. And then I'll do some lightning. But we're grinding all day today. I'm going to take a break in the middle because we've got to run some errands, but I'll do 2 streams today. That's the plan. Background popper? Oh, which one's that? Oh, that's cigarette. Ratsky says hello. Cheers, Ratsky. Another one. Hold on, Pops. I'm doing stuff. Doing stuff. Cheers, Yo Ratsky. Thanks for coming in and saying hey. I'll be around all day. Finishing this dragon. Have a great weekend. That's right. It's fucking Friday today. Oh my goodness. A long weekend, too. Long weekend. I guess Sherry's telling me that's a Canada thing. Yeah, we're weird up here. What's going on, Yannick? How'd you find me? I just stumble into my corner of the internet over here. Finish it Friday today. I'm finally going to finish this Bronze Dragon. I've been working on this for a very long time. There we go. Jackal, you know, we're on the same page here. All you can eat, Jackal. No worries. No worries. I'm workshopping all day if you're up for it, but if you're playing your game, no worries. Appreciate the lurks. I'm hoping the move is going smoothly. All the pups are settled. Workshop, let's go! Alright, I'll hop in. Working on coding for it. Coding? Are you trying to mod it or something? I don't know shit about coding. What are you trying to make? Actually, tell me in a minute. Hop in Discord. Hello?
Hello.
Oh. Very quiet.
Am I?
Yeah, let me turn it down.
I think Crasher's asleep.
Crasher is definitely asleep. But we'll wake him up. Crasher.
I don't think that's very nice.
Crasher.
It was pre-planned.
What? Yes, this is an impromptu workshop, Crasher. You just got to keep
You're
you
a
on your
menace.
toes.
No, it's not an impromptu. I already sleep. If you go to my stream, you actually bed.
All right, I'll bring you up, Lurkin. You're not streaming, are you, Jackal?
No.
We'll get there.
My whole thing's on hiatus until after my convention. So
Yeah, when's that? That's the mermaid thing, right? You've been talking about that for so long.
yep, it's March, the first weekend of March.
Hell yeah.
The essence of wetness.
There he is. There he is.
He's a merman. A merman. Yeah.
Morning.
Good morning. Whoa, I got an hour longer than I was expecting. I thought you were going to wake me up like an hour ago.
I was thinking about going on earlier, but honestly, I just stayed in bed. Jackal, what are you trying to mod into Skyrim?
So I have all of these mods downloaded, and
Skyrim job?
I can't get the game to launch.
Oh, so it's like incompatibility
So-
probably with 2 mods.
No, it's some coding errors with some stuff. So I don't know why batch patch isn't working.
I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. I would just delete the mods.
Well, it all works. It's just like everything works. That's like the important part. Everything works. I just can't get it to launch. And it's like really annoying because I've been at this for like 2 months. But I'm too stubborn to remove my mods because I have everything I want in here. So it's just a lot of work.
Buddy, get out of there. That's my bacon.
It's our bacon.
It's our bacon. No.
Bacon?
No, it's not.
It's a special edition mod. That's a special edition mod. Yeah, I'm just getting some weird bugs, and I'm not really sure why.
What kind of mods did you get?
A lot.
There was a somewhere. There's a mod for Skyrim that you can make all the NPCs like AI, and you can like talk to them, and they'll have conversations with you, rather than like just being like predetermined.
Oh. I don't have anything like that. This is the one that's okay. So that gets some of the mods are from Old Rim by mistake.
Hey, Mama. I'm gonna finish it Friday today, so I'm finally gonna finish this Bronze Dragon.
Sure you are.
Hey, get out of here!
Fired.
You guys don't believe me? Bullshit.
We're just
Hi.
poking you in the ribs.
Yeah, you guys seem to be noticing a pattern. You know what? I know what's gonna happen. I'll come up with some additional idea to add to it, and be like, "Well, guess I'll do something later." But no, I know Mom's excited about this one.
Did you electrify the dragon's eyes?
The dragon's eyes. I'm gonna paint the dragon eyes today, and it's just gonna be like lizard eyes. But then I'm gonna give it like a UV layer so that they glow on the. And so I'm not gonna electrify them. It's just gonna be a layer, like kind of like how I do the water effect over. It'll be like the last step.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so this rotating display, I'll break this off probably later today, and then the stone god is going to replace it. So I'll glue this King Kong looking guy to the the rotator.
You know what you have to put on the base of the stone god?
I was thinking jungle, but what do you think?
A banana.
Bananas. Okay, The banana
It's
tree.
at least like one little bundle of bananas.
What about like a ton of them? Just tons of bananas. Like a ridiculous amount of bananas.
Just bananas. Nothing else.
That would be really funny. Just piles and piles and piles of bananas.
Yeah. Like how does he stay standing? I don't know.
Girls.
Here, Dad, let me clean the plate for you.
Oh. Almost there. Almost there. I'm doing a bit of airbrushing today. What are you working on, Crasher? Breakfast?
I will be working on breakfast here shortly. I'm as for painting, I got those Venom.
Make me a coffee while you're at it.
Oh, I will definitely be making coffee. I also have to run quickly down to the store down the road to get myself some of the most important thing of the day.
Maple syrup?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Don't want to run out of that stuff. That's an essential.
No. If you as a Canadian, if you run out of maple syrup, you end up dying.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure
People
that's.
don't know-
I've never
people don't
ran
know that.
out. Like I've never let it happen.
Well, that's why you live in the forest.
Yeah. It's just an abundance.
Yeah, you just go outside and chew on a tree for a little while.
Well,
and
the
there's just
well, the
syrup.
weird thing is that they come in bottles. Like they just appear on the forest floor
Yeah, I know. I wish people
in
understood how it
bottles.
works.
I don't know how it happens. So
Like,
weird.
people just go to the grocery store and get their maple syrup. They don't actually realize just how easy it is. You just go to the forest
Just go
and
out,
it's just
go
just
into the
laying
woods.
out there. It's just there.
I'm gonna finish this dragon. I'm gonna finish it today. I believe you guys. Which side are you on?
You're asking me?
Well, Crasher was the one that's like, sure you are. Sure you are.
It's
Took that personally.
finish it Friday. You have to.
I have to. I don't have a choice. I can't finish something on not a Friday. That would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous.
Technically, you did finish something already, though, today.
Wait, what?
So you could get away with it.
What did I finish?
Your breakfast.
Oh, yeah. No, that
That's
doesn't count,
cheating.
Crasher. That's ridiculous.
That's cheating.
It's technicality.
Can't get off on a technicality. What do you think this is? Think this is a game?
We could make it a game.
All right, what's next? Let's pick up some lizard eye.
Yeah, so far I haven't done much on the Venom colors and fix. I've
What?
added a little bit more the black gold metallic to them on the exhaust. I drilled the exhaust because they didn't have holes, so now the exhausts have holes. And then I've added white paint to various
Last
spots.
time I drilled the exhaust, I went to the hospital.
Well, you got to be careful. Yeah, you got to make sure the drill goes right down the middle, because otherwise, sidewall and disaster.
Yep, something like that.
Oh, have you had a chance to go check out the Northern Perspective yet?
Oh, I did watch 2 videos of theirs, and then I went straight into Timcast. But yeah, I'm happy to have some more Canadian content because it's pretty much just them now, and then Viva, and the odd Canadian story comes up in my podcasts and stuff, but it's not really enough. I just don't really trust. I certainly don't trust any of the networks, but I also wasn't a huge fan of Rebel Media. They were like, I guess they came off a little InfoWarsy, in my humble opinion.
I like what they do and how they do things. They're not, like they're old school journalist news.
Yeah, it just came off a little. I guess when I was watching their stuff, it came off a little hyperbolic. It was a little bit too much. So I was like, okay, what the hell is this? And then, but I follow the odd person that's like Canadian. Like, I like Lauren Southern. She's awesome.
Yeah, I don't mind her, even though a lot of people hate her.
A lot of people hate her. A lot of people hate her, but I kind of love it.
I don't understand why people hate her, to be honest.
I think
it's just because of Destiny.
What did Destiny?
Her baby daddy.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people hate on Lauren Southern, is because the father of her child is Destiny.
Oh.
Changes the way you look at her, doesn't it?
I didn't know that at all.
It totally changes your perspective on her, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because she's always talked about all this shit, all this, like things. And all of a sudden it's like, wait a second. The father of your child is that blue-haired, pussy-ass little bitch, Destiny, who married a chick, but would continue fucking other chicks, and it was okay if she fucked other dudes, and now she left you for a fucking soy boy in the UK? What?
Well, that's what I knew about I didn't realize she had a relationship with Destiny. I guess I just liked her documentaries. I didn't really know much about her personal life.
Well, and that's just it. Like, I think what she does content-wise and everything is great, but then it's the whole Destiny thing is what caused a lot of people to be like, yeah, well, sure, you make great content, but we're still going to call into your judgment as a human being for being with a fucking guy like Destiny.
Oh.
Right? So that's where it is. Right? It's like, how can we trust your judgment on the content that you make if you trusted your body and life with Destiny? That's where
I actually don't even know. I actually don't even know a lot about Destiny. I've seen him come on some podcasts, and like, from what I understand,
he's a meth head that argues and says a lot of things really, really fast. to derail anybody from being able to argument.
I thought he was. I don't know for sure, but I thought he was one of the more respectable of the leftists.
No, he's only respected by the right, or the red pill, right? He's only respected by them because he will engage in conversation. Whereas most people that are in the blue pill, that are on the left and everything, won't even step to the table. So that's the only reason why he's somewhat respected. But everybody that's on the right and that's in the red pill, they all look at Destiny like, you're a fucking beta to the max, and who cares about, he'll be like, but women this and women that, and they can go fuck whoever they want. It's like, we'll see how long that lasts. And so everybody was saying all this shit, constantly trying to defend him being in an open marriage relationship, and then sure enough, it fell apart, and he tried like crying and all this crap, and it was just like, this is what we were talking about. And so his credibility, he's got none. And it's just one of those things. Like, and he's brainwashed a lot of people into believing what he believes, only for it to like blow up in his face and have those people still believe it. And then when people call those people out, be like, yeah, but you believe everything Destiny says. Well, yeah, he's right. But like, yeah, but he's now divorced. And then they'll be like, I still believe in it though. It's like, what? So that's the whole reason why people don't really like Lauren Southern. And she tried defending Destiny and all that stuff back in the day, and I get it, like, it is what it is. But like, I personally don't dislike Lauren Southern. I have no reason to. This is the reason why other people.
Yeah, I had no idea about any of that.
Yeah, it's wild, eh?
Yeah, but as far as like Canadian,
I wouldn't
producers.
I wouldn't even consider her necessarily an exclusively Canadian content creator. I think she's a
not.
content creator who just happens to be Canadian.
Yeah, it's more that, but she does cover Canadian stuff.
Yeah. Although now that she's with Timcast a bit, I've seen, like in recent months and stuff, she got that documentary movie that she did. So she's shifting more away from focusing solely on Canadian content to more a broad spectrum of content, which is fine, like, good for her. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, Canadian content's usually actually really boring. I think that's the problem, is I just don't know very many people who cover it very well. That's why I like Viva, is because like that's where you learn most of the stuff that happens in Canada is from Viva.
So what Viva does is similar to, like, he gives you like
he also dives in. I like him because he dives into the court stuff because he's a lawyer himself.
Yes.
And so like a lot of the time,
gives you a good aspect of
a lot of the time it's the court stuff that flies under the radar because nobody wants to pay attention to it. But then like him dissecting it is like, well, it's entertaining, but it's also like he knows what he's talking about.
He kind of like, I wouldn't say deep dives into any one particular topic, but he just happens to, dive into each topic a lot deeper than what most people do. Northern Perspective, they are more focused on certain scandals and things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they go into it deep, right? Like, they find all the stuff. They've actually had Butler on their show, the two people who were the whistleblowers for all of ArriveCan. Like what started this whole thing. They've had them on
Yeah,
the
like
show.
what the fuck is going on there with their ArriveCan thing? It's so creepy. Like he's got like 4 employees or 5 employees or something.
No. There's 2 at GC Strategies. 2 guys.
And wasn't it that one of them only followed Justin Trudeau?
Yeah. Like this company GC Strategies started a couple of months after Justin Trudeau got elected in 2015 and immediately started receiving money.
Yeah.
And since 2015 to now, they've received $258 million, I believe it is. And most of it is for IT work. And they don't do IT work. They're a consulting company.
I love that it's blowing up in his face, though. You know, like,
And that's just this one company. How many others have done this?
yeah.
Right? Like, no wonder the liberals don't have any more money to give. They've given it all away to their friends. It's insanity. It's totally insanity. There's this one guy, Mr. Christian Firth, who was busted lying about a cottage and a chalet, because Cameron McDonald owns a cottage somewhere, and they kept asking him about, have you ever been to this Cameron McDonald's cottage? Cottage. He's like, no, Cameron McDonald doesn't own a cottage. And they're like, oh, well, are you sure? Well, he doesn't own a cottage. He owns a chalet.
Oh my, yeah. It's just the semantic words that they try to get around with it, because they were doing
He's never referred to it as a cottage.
the whole Fannie Willis thing was the same thing going on at this is going on at the same time right now, that she's just like the guy, she's like gonna get kicked out. It's all the corruption's kind of blowing up in her face, but they're trying to figure out if she had a relationship with that guy, and she's like, has she ever stayed at your place, or has he ever stayed at your place? And it's just like, oh, like, what do you mean by stay? What do you mean by my place? I don't live there. It was like, yeah, but you own it. And it's like, it's just they try to say no to things by simply like using a different definition of the same word. Like it's so,
or using a different word that has the same definition.
yeah, like a synonym.
Like, for example, the cottage and the chalet thing. A chalet is a type of alpine cottage.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't own a cottage.
Right? So it's a style of cottage. You can't, a cottage can't be, not all cottages are chalets, but all chalets are cottages. Right?
Funny.
It's like, not all vehicles are cars, but all cars are vehicles. He never referred to it as his car. He referred to it as his vehicle.
Oh yeah, it's like wide open.
What? And so then there's other things too, like some of the government officials, like unelected government officials, people, right? For ArriveCan in 2020 or 2021 received 370. There's 8 people that received over $370,000 bonuses. But these are people that did no work. Right? Now it's turning out they're finding more and more things because of the Auditor General's report. Like originally Arrive can was only supposed to cost 80,000, and then a couple of months later it jumped up to like 20 million, and then it ballooned to 54 million, and now after the auditor's general report it's up to 59.5 million. But the auditor general doesn't necessarily know exactly the cost because there's a lot of documents that are missing, so it could cost more, it could cost less, they just don't know.
Oh my god.
And the only people that would actually know would be the Prime Minister's office because they have access to all of the papers. And so when the Liberals are like, "Yeah, well, we want to get to the bottom of this investigation," and then the Conservatives stand up in that question period, and they're like, "If the Liberals actually wanted to get to the investigation, they would just let us see all the paperwork. But we have to investigate it. We have to get the RCMP involved. You have to, it's like, what the heck? Let us see everything." And why is it that in committee you have your members blocking and voting against things being produced in the investigation? You can't say that you guys are fully invested in investigating this, yet block the investigations. It's like, duh. And then so there's that. Like, what else? There was another one that was like, there's just so much craziness. I got a phone call here. Hold on a second. Yeah, I air my fit test. I just gotta get that done. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any knowledge? If Sims has issued out their T4s yet? Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, I got that yesterday. Yeah, so the only reason why I was asking about the Sims thing is I got that the T2220. And so I got that. So I got this. So I went. Whatever. So just like, got that. Yeah. They got mine from Geotech already, and they're always the last. But, all right, cool. Oh, that was for a job.
You just get some work, or
I turned it down. I didn't want to work night shift.
a night shift?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
If I lived in a different location, the night shift was for up in Nanaimo, and it's driving up the island. So, like, living on Vancouver Island, we have like daily traffic, right? Every morning the traffic comes down the island from like Duncan and Nanaimo and everything, and goes into Victoria, and then at then it goes up the island after work at 5 o'clock. Well, I don't want to be driving in rush hour traffic on my way to work because it's fucking brutal. Like the hour-long drive that it would normally take would take like 2 hours. So fuck that shit. I'll wait for next
horrible
week's
idea.
phone calls. But yeah, so like there's been a whole bunch of other like scandalous stuff that's going on. what they found, one of the things they found in the Auditors General, and there is that these jobs, this job of ArriveCan, this contract, was built by the CBSA and GC Strategies, who got the contract. So GC Strategies helped design the contract that they were then awarded. And they designed the contract in a way that nobody else would even bother bidding on the contract, because they know that they wouldn't get the job because they don't have the necessary requirements. One of the requirements was that you have a minimum 10 years experience for this job, for the contract for ArriveCan. Well, there's two things. First of all, GC Strategies has only been around since 2015. So how the fuck do you have 10 years experience as a company if you've not even been around for 10 years? Okay, so there's one thing. The other thing is they don't employ people. They're a consulting firm. They don't even have people with 10 years experience in their own business. Right? So that's why they hire other people. So what they do is they get the contract for 10 years experience, and then they subcontracted somebody else who only had 5 years experience. But since GC Strategies are actually the company paid by the government, and then they pay the subcontractors, they are able to pay the subcontractors at the 5-year rate, taking 30% commission off the top of the 10-year rate, and then pocketing the rest.
It's blatant corruption, man. Like I don't know much about the story, but like
it's insane. Like millions upon millions upon millions of dollars have been skimmed and scammed from us Canadians. It's crazy. And the higher it goes, like the more it goes, the more people are finding out to all be like straight pure scam. Like it's unbelievable.
And like nobody's surprised though. Like
No,
Trudeau gets out of one scandal by just another scandal.
starting another one. Yeah. Do you remember what
horrible?
Remember what the very, 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 very scandal thing that Trudeau did?
No, I don't remember.
Elbow Gate.
Although, I don't remember.
There was a bunch of members of parliament that were kind of like huddled about on the floor of the house, and Trudeau like pushed his kind of way into the group and grabbed one of his members of parliament, and as he was like pulling them through the crowd, he elbowed an opposition MP right in the tit because he was being all pushy, trying to like let her, and he elbowed her in the tit. And then like a week or two after that, it was S&C Lavalin, and then it was the We charity, and then it was
Yeah, the Lavalin one rings a bell.
Yeah, the S&C Lavalin one, big one. That was the one with when they had the Attorney General. She was gonna investigate it fully, and then Justin Trudeau's like, "You're fired," and then he put in Dave Lametti into the Attorney General's position, and Dave Lametti was like, "You're all good, Justin. We're not going to investigate you. There's nothing." But like
Yeah.
he literally like fired the a woman who was also indigenous. Like she literally checked all of the boxes for the position that she was in, um like career wise and like like her resume. Like she fit that position properly. And she was a woman, and she was First Nations, and she was a visible minority. Like all these things, it's like, but you fired her because she was going to investigate you.
Well, that's all you. Everybody knows that's all bullshit. Like everybody, like if they really cared about that stuff, you'd see someone like Tulsi Gabbard being more successful. You know,
Yeah,
Democrat, been to war, he's a minority, all that good stuff, but they don't give a fuck. They
yeah.
just say that stuff so that they get
Well,
votes.
well, that was one of the things. Is she actually like wasn't like she got her position, and she was like legit actually
Yeah, she
deserving
she
of it.
wasn't like a diversity hire. She was
Yeah,
like
she
a
wasn't a. It was a. She was a she was diversity higher, but she had everything else to back up her diversity. So it was like a win for them. And then they fired her because she was actually going to do her job.
yeah, because she was
It's
gonna
like,
look into something that Justin was.
yeah. And then there was the We charity scandal, right? Where
I don't remember the We one.
the We one was where they paid the We charity hundreds of thousands of dollars, and his mom was paid by his mom was paid by them and by us, and like all these things. And that was at the time when we was involved with like human trafficking. So it's like you were giving money to this company that's been busted for human trafficking, but then there was something else that happened, so that got swept under the rug. Right? It's like, and that's just Justin Trudeau, let alone scandal after
All his
scandal after
cabinet
scandal.
members, and yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
It's
yeah,
sad,
like
man.
so Northern Perspective, they're focused on Arrive Can and a couple of the other ones that are kind of around that, like there's, the multi-billion-dollar slush fund that Chrystia Freeland has been just she spends money out of, and nobody knows where it goes, going on with it. So they've been involved in that one a little bit, like just other things like that, right? And that's why I like them, and the way that they go about doing it too. Like they've never done a face reveal, so the avatars you see are what they've done so far.
Yeah, I was
And
wondering that. I was wondering if I was
yeah,
gonna see what they look like, or what. They're just hiding their.
part of their, so there's a couple of reasons. One, they have some younger kids that have medical problems, so they don't want to necessarily subject their kids to to that, because of their perspective on things, right? And the way that the Canadian government has treated its citizens when they're public.
Yeah,
So that's one issue.
when they disagree about the narrative, it's like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, well, you're not gonna get that surgery.
exactly. So that's one aspect of it that they they're careful of. You gotta take care of your family first. Cypher, the gentleman of the duo, he has actually thought about getting into politics. So that's another reason, right? You don't necessarily want to run for office if your opponents can be like, look at this guy on the internet, right? So that's another thing. They've thought about it. They're talking about doing a face reveal, but they're not necessarily sure if they will. And like lots of us, like the people that are supporting of their channel, are of the, yeah, sure, we'd love to see who you are, but at the same time, it's not needed, it's not necessary, right? When they first started doing it, they had
Yeah.
like puppets,
Yeah,
like
if they make good
like
content.
yeah, they had like puppets, like Bert and Ernie kind of puppets.
Yeah.
Like, so they had those, and it was suggested that they change away from those puppets because they're, it made them out to be puppets. It's like, well, who's pulling your strings? So that was part of the joke as to why they used puppets, because it was like, well, we pull our own strings. But
Yeah.
now they went to the more mature avatars that you see on their channel, which everybody loves. Like, I think those are great avatars and much, much better than the old puppets. So I like I said, I enjoy their content. I think they have a great channel.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep them in mind.
Like, out of all the Canadian content creators that are on YouTube, all sorts of things, there's pretty much 4 that I watch in any amount of regularity. It's Northern Perspective, Clyde Do Something, and he touches on a lot of various topics in Canadian politics as well. He started with the trucker convoy. He's a mechanic out of Squamish, BC.
Okay.
And so he, like, he just has his view on things and whatnot. And so he's really, really personable because he's just like a regular guy, just like us, right? So that's why I enjoy him. And then, Viva Fry. And then outside of the political sphere, there's only one other Canadian content creator that I really look at and watch or anything, and that's Daily Driven Exotics.
I'm not sure I've heard of her either.
It's actually a group, 2 guys, Daily Driven Exotics.
Daily Driven Exotics. I thought you said Kaylee. That's why I said
Oh,
it.
okay, yeah, no, Daily Driven Exotics. They're based out of like Kelowna now. Well, one's in Kelowna, the other guy's in, but their headquarters is in Los Angeles, California, and they drive luxury sports like supercars and hypercars daily, and like do crazy, builds on Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and do like donuts and drifting, and they're doing stuff in multi-million-dollar cars, $500,000 cars that you just don't normally see people do. Like, Damon, he took one of his Lamborghinis, put it into the wall, like on purpose, like drove it into the wall.
Oh my god!
To do a burnout. Like, he didn't like crash into the wall. Like, drove up to the wall because everybody was doing burnouts at this event and donuts and stuff and doing a smoke show, and so he was doing it too, right? And everybody else was taking their car and putting it up against the wall and then doing a burnout on the tires until the tires blow. So he did it too with his Lambo, and like crunched the front end, like, it's just like carbon fiber. So he like pushed the front end into the wall and then did the burnout. And like, it wasn't just like did a burnout. No, it's like he did a burnout until the tires caught fire. And then gets out of the car and there's smoke everywhere, and he's, yeah. And people are running over with fire extinguishers to put out the fire so his car doesn't burn to the ground. And like that's just the type of guy that he is, right? And it's like, he's been doing this for 10 years, got like 3.5 million subscribers on YouTube. He's my, I think he's a year 44, and like they just like got 5-6 different supercars, and like I can relate to a lot of the stuff that he does, because he's doing what I wish I could do. Right? Like if I had the money to be able to do all that, I with him. Like I've wanted a Lambo since I was a little kid, and he's got like 4. And they have fun with it, right? So I enjoy watching a lot of their. They just actually got a new headquarters. The old headquarters for Hoonigan, Ken Block and Hoonigan. You ever see a video of a Mustang that was 4-wheel drive and like burning tires and drifting here, there, and everywhere? Like crazy video.
I don't know, maybe.
Might have had like
Doesn't ring
the
a bell.
Monster Energy like
Oh,
kind of
okay.
thing on
I
the
think
side.
that does ring a bell. Yeah, famous.
Okay, so that guy, that was Ken Block. He passed away just a year or so ago in an avalanche accident while snowmobiling. So it was a
damn.
big hit, and part of the thing with Daily Driven Exotics is the main guy, Damon Fryer. He was actually inspired to do a lot of the stuff that he now does by Ken Block. And so they actually ended up being able to take over the original headquarters of Hoonigan. And so now here these guys are, like burning up tires in the same lot that like their inspiration for this entire channel started. And it's just cool to see and be
that's
and
cool.
watch.
That's a cool.
Yeah. All right, well, it's now after 10 o'clock. Door is open, and I'm going to run down to it and supplied with the necessity of being
Go
a
get
British
that maple.
Columbia resident.
Get that maple syrup.
I'll be back in about 20 minutes.
Sure. Space Oboe, thank you for the sub. You rock, dude. How you doing? $16, dude. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Feel free to come in, hop in and workshop. Come hang out with us. Crasher just left, but he's going to be back. Jackal's working on some... Jackal's doing some modding for Skyrim. He left as well. She might be back. In the middle of the move, though, so... Gotta settle in at your own pace, you know. Finish it Friday, Space Hobo. I'm gonna finish this dragon. It's been so long. Damn it.
Well, I'm back.
Jesus Christ. Scared the shit out of me. You did that on purpose.
Better go wipe.
What?
Like
You better
said,
go wipe.
I
Yeah, probably should.
was on my walk. I was listening to History for Granite. I don't know if you
Nope.
do any ancient Egypt stuff or anything like that. No.
Oh, I fucking love that shit, but I don't know that channel. You ever listen to Jeremy Corsetti, I think his name is? Or Jimmy Corsetti, maybe?
Sounds kind of familiar, but can't say I have. No.
He thinks he's found Atlantis
Where?
in the Richat structure in Africa.
Too big. It's too big.
Think so?
Yeah.
What, like, why?
Have you looked at it?
Yeah.
It's like unbelievably massive. And there's no evidence to support there being anything in that area, right? Like, you gotta think, like, so if that was true, then where is any evidence of there being any supporting structures anywhere? Like just look at like trade routes. If like that's what I've seen people use to debunk it, is that it's like, well, when you look at the trade routes and such, you can see that there's just nothing that would have given rise to such a massive population there, right?
Well,
It's also so far inland that it wouldn't make sense for it to be Atlantis.
Well, it got flushed by like that whole area. That's what I'm saying. Like the trade routes would be completely wiped out from the flood.
There would be some evidence of something somewhere
I think there is.
within.
There's a couple different roads, and there's a couple different like the just based off of I think it's like Plato's description.
That's
But the thing is,
the
like
three rings.
it's
That's
like
it.
it's you can't. I don't think it's fair to say that there's no evidence because the government in that area like will not let anyone dig in that area. Like they will like they're keeping it secret.
I don't think it's I just the pure sheer size and everything of the wrist shot structure doesn't sit with what Plato's description is. The only thing that it coincides is the three rings and the non-existent mountain range to the north, which just actually looks like a continental shelf that has dropped. Right? Like there's no like because they always said there was mountains, but like the supposed mountain range that's north of the wrist shot structure isn't actually a mountain, and it doesn't look like mountains from ground level, which is what you would have seen it as, because they're so far away you can't even like perceive it as like that sort of thing.
Well, anyhow, I love all the ancient.
Yeah,
What drives me nuts is that there's all these ancient pyramids everywhere, like in
hundreds.
Maya, and it like they're fucking everywhere, and yet like with lidar you can scan the ground and you know that there's chambers down there, but no one's going down there to dig. Like
Oh,
it's
no. It's lidar doesn't show you chambers beneath the ground. Lidar penetrates through foliage to be able to give you a topical
okay. Well,
representation.
maybe it's not lidar, but there are scans that can go in deep into the ground that can show.
Yeah,
like,
but it's one of the but you have to be on the ground doing it, and they haven't done that in the rainforest. Hey, mom.
well,
Okay.
There's a pyramid
Sure.
that Graham Hancock was
Right.
talking about where they scanned it with the equipment they need to like it was equipment that they pulled out on the ground. They were standing on top
Yeah.
of it. And then Graham Hancock was all like, "Look, like there's chambers beneath this, but nobody's
No,
ever
so
been
that
down there."
one, what they're talking about is using muon radiation detecting, and they've found new chambers inside the pyramid, the Great Pyramids in Giza. They found like unfound chambers. And
The one I was looking at, it wasn't the Pyramid of Giza. It was like a pyramid in the middle of a jungle. I think it was in Mexico.
yeah, but it's using that same sort of
The same
technology.
tech, yeah.
And in order for that technology to work, they actually have to be below the chamber. So it's because what they're detecting is they're detecting particles that are coming from space, bouncing off and that are going through the chamber, and like they can monitor the speed of the particles, and they see them like there's a spot where they're traveling faster than they should be, or some shit like that, and so that's how they know that there's spaces. But a lot of like the South American pyramids and those types of things, they have chambers and stuff in them, like the Mayan and the Aztec like pyramids, those big pyramids that are down there that used to be able to climb and go inside. They used to be able to go inside them and look around and stuff. They
Yeah.
don't do that anymore.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Yeah.
Yo,
But this,
fucking give me a
this history
shovel.
for
I'll get
Granite-
down there.
This History for Granite guy, he's pretty cool. Does a lot of stuff, but he just he just said things that like I just called him out for. I'm like, dude, he was saying that the air channels that are in the Great Pyramid were put there so that worshippers or priests or whatever could go in to the pyramids and pay homage to the fallen king or whatever, right? Blah 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 blah. Then it's like he's like, yeah, that's why they have the air channels, so that people could breathe and this and that. But I'm like, except that in the Queen's chamber they were sealed, and they were only found after they got broken open because one explorer like a couple hundred years ago or whatever was like, well, we have these air channels here in the King's chamber. Maybe there's some in the Queen's chamber. And they went tapping around, and then they found, oh, this kind of sounds hollow. And then they smashed them open. Oh, there's air channels. And then, they tried stuffing rods up them to try and see where they went. And they, lost the rods or whatever. And then they put those robots up them. Well, some of them just end inside the pyramid with, like, there's no airflow. So if this was supposed to be used as an air channel, it didn't work. And so, like, I point this out, and it's just like he glazes over it, and it's just like, huh, okay. And I'm like, but he still like was holding true to like, oh yeah, this was person's pyramid, and this person, and this one built this, and this, and this, and it's just like,
I don't think they were tombs.
I think they were tombs. I don't think they were originally constructed as tombs.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, like I think they repurposed. Yeah.
A lot of people believe that the pyramids were, built perfectly, but then if you actually look at the way they're constructed like a step pyramid at first. And then there's a bunch of fill put in that doesn't necessarily razor thin, perfect edges all aligned, right?
Yeah.
And then there's some finer fill between the big fill, and then you get like the stones just before the casing stones, and then there would be the casing stones. And if you look at the construction of these, and you think to yourself, okay, so over time, how was it all built, right? Well, it was probably started out as a mastaba, and then a step pyramid, and then and things were added onto it as they went. There's no way, it's a logistic impossibility that these fucking things were built in like 20 plus years each. It's impossible.
No.
Because they'd literally be having to place hundreds of stones a day, all day, every day, nonstop for years. It's like the flow of stones from the fucking Aswan quarry would be endless. Like we can't. I can't picture it because, like, it just like hundreds of tons, multi-hundred-ton stones constantly being moved out at a breakneck pace. It's just like, no, like this is that's where everything falls apart for me. Like, if you want to say this was built over like 100 years, yeah, I'll believe it. But in 20 years, not a fucking chance.
I think it was aliens. Aliens built them in a day.
Yeah. They just pulled out their fucking big, huge 3D printer. Went to town. All right, my mom is on her way over. I was looking at a couple of things last night. I can't help myself whenever this time of year happens with taxes coming back. I always think, I'm like, how am I going to spend that money? Well, I guess like a week or so ago, I had dropped my tablet when I was in the bathroom, and now there's a little crack in the corner. It doesn't affect the screen or anything, but it's just like, oh my fucking god, my iPad Pro has a crack in the screen. Ugh. So I was like, maybe I should get a new one. But I'm like, I don't know, $1,500, maybe not. And I was like, well, what else can I buy? I like plastic.
Yeah, like plastic.
So there's some
plastic, microplastics, endocrine disruptors.
miniatures. I like
Yeah,
plastic.
that kind of plastic. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah,
get
that's
microplastic. Different.
Well, you can, but you have to chew on it for a while.
Don't eat your miniatures.
Don't lick your paint.
No.
So I was looking at there's the Kroot army box that I got to get one of those anyways, just because I'm a Tau player and I want more Kroot.
Yeah, those new Kroot models look awesome.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna get myself one of those. And then the other thing I was looking at, because I wouldn't mind, I have one Age of Sigmar army, but I wouldn't mind having a second Age of Sigmar army, because that way maybe, if somebody wanted to play some Age of Sigmar, I'd have two armies, and then you could be like, well, you don't have an army here, you can play with one of mine.
Heck yeah.
So I was looking at that, and then there's so there's a couple boxes of those sitting around that I was looking at, and the army I was thinking of was Seraphon with the little lizards and the skinks.
Yeah,
Those guys.
Yeah, those guys are cool.
I have one Seraphon skink war cry team, and you can actually just bring and use those in Age of Sigmar for your Seraphon. I was like, well, I already have some points in Seraphon. I could always get more. So that's what I'm thinking.
All right, so I added in a bunch of the chains. I think that's good for this guy. I still gotta add a UV layer to his eyes, and I missed the scales and stuff on his neck.
Did you finish doing all the wings? Remember the section.
Yeah. Let me double check. I think I actually did forget that. Yeah, there's a little. There's like one half of one panel on the inside of the wing that I gotta do. The UV, but the rest of it's.
Violate. Thought you
Kind of cutting out. I can't.
I was saying that it's a good thing that I said something then, because if you hadn't remembered to do that intersection of the wing, you would have been in violation of Fix It or Finish Fridays.
Yeah, that's a big true. That's a big true on that one. I got lots of time. That's all right. I got another hour, and then I'll close it out for probably 2 hours while I run some errands, and then I'll hop back online at my regular time. But
While you run some errands, you mean while you go fetch the water?
no, we gotta get groceries. This chain is so delicate, and it's very hard to get to stay where I want it to stay with the super glue. The other dragon turned out alright. It just takes a while. Super glue is getting everywhere.
My mom's making excuses. Give her shit, Summit.
Give her shit.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure it out.
Excuses for what?
Trying to get in the door.
Well, we got a new buzzer system to get in, and you push the button and it brings up the directory or whatever. But it was disappearing too quickly for her, even though it was like not.
Well, you have to arrow up or down, and I was looking on the right hand side.
See, excuses.
That's the newest.
Well, excuse me while I roll a joint.
I'm gonna see.
Oh, hey, Crasher.
Yeah?
Look what else I'm gonna finish on Friday.
Oh.
Not much there.
That's some sad situation.
Yeah.
But
Sure
you know,
is.
thankfully you're going grocery shopping today, so you'll be able to get some more greens.
Well, that'll probably have to wait, but I'll get some more soon.
Why? You got 2 kidneys, don't you?
No, I mean, well, I've got this. I don't get it from in town where we're going. I usually get it from when we go to our hometown. But we haven't been there in a while, so.
Understandable. Yeah. Go rip there. Oh. Grab lunch. You're up for it.
What's your mom think about you streaming 100% of the time?
Shooting some a nutball.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Did we get to working?
I just turned down a job, actually. I just got called today for a job up in Nanaimo. Night shift. I'm not taking night shift. I'm not driving up the island with that traffic. I'll drive up the island in the morning, but not up the island in the afternoon. Because rush hour, right? Like, who wants? Would you drive up to Nanaimo in rush hour traffic?
Hell, I know.
Take you 2 hours. Takes you 2 hours. Well, job wouldn't start today.
Oh, didn't mean hey.
No, but that's what you implied. The moment you said I wouldn't want to drive up this long week, because I turned down the job. So like the way you said it made it sound like it would be like I was starting today. No, I wouldn't next week. But it was night shift, and I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, $6 an hour more. Yes, but again, I think what? Why is it always an argument with you? I don't do night shift on the island because I would have to drive up and down the fucking island in traffic. Yeah, but then I'd be stuck up there. I fucking hate Nanaimo. Yeah, but let's go stay in a hotel in Nanaimo, and the hotels that they get you to stay in are next door to like fucking encampments of homeless people that will break into your fucking vehicle every. Like we literally had the last time when I worked up there, and they had us, and I stayed up there. They had to have 24-hour security in the lot because people were like trying to break into cars. So it's like, yeah, I'm good. Like the one guy that his room was next to mine. His name's Kevin as well. Actually, he's a bricklayer, and he has a convertible Mustang, soft top Mustang. Well, every single time we'd hear, and like you hear anything in that parking lot, he'd be getting up and looking to see if somebody's cutting into his soft top, right?
Yeah, that would stress me out. I don't think
That
I
was
would.
the most secure place. Like, that was the nicest place to stay. I'm good on that. Yeah, it's messed up. Yeah. That was just like, it was one position for night shift at Harmac, and then there's more stuff coming next week. It's just that when they do the night shift stuff, they have to dispatch it sooner because right, and you have to be able to get the night shift. It's to arrange for your sleeping pattern.
Yeah.
But I don't like doing night shift. That. Traffic.
Cheers, Crasher.
No.
Eyes closed.
Ah. So, and on adding in this chain, trying to glue it in the right direction here. I'll bring it up, kind of like I did the. Such a pain in the ass. It's so tiny. So I just gotta be patient with it, and I keep going to pull at it early, and the glue's not dry, and I yank it off.
Oh, yep.
Corner could probably collected it. So right now I've got 2 chains hanging from the base of the neck and forearm. I'll probably put 1 chain wrapped around each leg. Might do head, maybe even tail actually. Something at the back. Guess the one off at this angle. Push.
All right, I'm heading out again for lunch, Mom, and then I'll be back in a little bit.
Here's Joe. I'll probably be offline when you get back, but I'm coming back on at 5.
Yeah. Sounds good, my friend.
See ya. Appreciate the lurks. Finish it Friday. I'm aiming to, anyway. All right, 3 o'clock. I'm going to drop out for a bit and back on at 5. Finish him. Real close. Appreciate the lurks.